Hi everyone, I am here with my friend Shubu Mukherjee, who agreed to share a personal health story to help raise awareness about a medication side effect. Shubu wrote about this experience in a detailed post in Substack. You can read it, and I'll link it below. Shubu, thanks for doing this, first of all. Can you start by telling people what happened?
Yeah, absolutely. So I went through kind of a life-threatening episode because of a medication. It was a prolonged side effect, almost lasting 9 months. And the whole episode started when I was switched from statins for cholesterol reduction to a new injectable medication called Praluent.
If I can interrupt you for a
Sure.
second, Shubu. Can you share that what kind of side effects you're experiencing on the statin?
Yeah, so I was maybe a little bit different from other people, but I was getting severe insomnia. So that's why they switched me out of. Pretty much tried every statin you can think about, and it ended up with having severe insomnia. So I was switched to Praluent, which is an injectable that we use every 2 weeks. So yeah, so the story is basically I had my bypass in July of 2024. Went fantastic. I was switched from Praluent 75 milligram to 150 milligram right after the bypass because the guidelines are to reduce the LDL further if you have a bypass.
Hmm.
And so that then started. So after using it for about 8, 9 months, from April, May of 2025, what started happening is I started getting severe muscle spasms, muscle pain, and an inflammation of the left side of the chest. And the difficulty of that was that the pain medications you can think about nerve pain, gabapentin, tramadol as an opioid. You can think about Tylenol, naproxen, Voltaren, Bengay, lidocaine patches. None of them could control all the pain. Some of them on the left side went down, but the one that was below the sternum was really, really scary. It was hitting 10 out of 10 with all these medications.
Wow.
It's-
So Shubu, just so we are clear, there's no pain that you felt for the first 8 or 9 months after the bypass surgery, and then it started happening,
I
and it was
did
really
feel.
intense pain.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean
No, no,
to.
I'm not saying, and it was really intense pain. Almost no pain medication can give you any relief.
Correct. I did have an initial. In April, I started getting a little bit of pain in the chest, which just the starting point, which we now know it is probably from Praluent. But the
Mhm.
problem is because I had a bypass, the doctor said that, well, it's probably because of the bypass because you can get lingering pain even months after your surgery. So that happened. So speaking of doctors, no one was able to diagnose that this was caused by Praluent. I saw, PCP, cardiologist, infectious disease, emergency departments. I was admitted to the hospital, cardiac, one of the best hospitals in the US, and still, no one was able to diagnose that it was being caused by Praluent. Now, fortunately, actually, a friend from my classmate from my high school, he's a cardiologist, and started talking to him, and he suggested that, hey, maybe, this doesn't look right, unusual. Look at all your medications. And that was probably, first week of November sometime. And as soon as he said that, I started looking at the medications. It immediately struck me that it was Praluent because the pattern of the pain, like the pain would surge right after the injection and then it will start coming down and it'll surge again and come down. So it was very clear. And then, with a lot of online research, we found out. And so after it takes about, uh, because the half-life is 20 days, it takes like 3 months to evict the medication from your body, five half-lives, I'm told. So I am about 2.5 months. Um, I am off all pain medications and I'm doing a lot better, but the chest is still sore. It's recovering because of inactivity for last 8 months.
And they
The
switched you from Praluent to another injectable cholesterol lowering medication?
Yeah, so the question is, what is the next step? And the next step is uh, either I go to, so there are two, there's Repatha and there's inclisiran. Inclisiran has a longer half-life, 6 months, from what I told. Repatha is the same kind of class as it's called PCSK9 as Praluent. But we have done some research, and my wife is also a pharmacist. She looked at it, and so far it looks like Repatha's impact is not as much as Praluent's. The difficulty is that if you look at the Mayo Clinic site, the most common side effect of Praluent is listed as chest pains. So the question remains is that how do doctors and clinicians
Yeah.
prescribe such a medication to someone who had a bypass because of chest pains, right? So it's a difficult situation. I know that, the cholesterol needs to be reduced, but is this the right medication? So I am moving to Repatha. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that this is not like a one-off thing that happened to me. When I looked at social media and Reddit and Facebook groups on Praluent, there are multiple people complaining about very similar issue. And a friend of mine, when I posted this on LinkedIn, I got a message saying, "Oh my God, this happened to my mom." So it is happening. It's just that the drug trials are not, and even if you look at the Praluent drug trials, there is a mention of a severe non-cardiac chest pain, but we don't have further information on that right now. So my suggestion is, if you get any kind of pain at all, be very careful. Try to talk to your doctors and figure out, if the pain is really from your other causes or it's really being caused by Praluent. So that's and the pain is inhuman. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I think I'm glad that you are doing this. I think it will help people in similar situation. It's very surprising that even though it's a published side effect, and it seems like a lot of people have this side effect, why didn't your doctors bring it out and alerted you as this is the potential reason you're having this pain? That's really surprising, but it'll help a lot of people. So thank you for your advocacy and and writing about it in detail, which will be linked below. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the doctors, I think the cholesterol reduction is an important part of the post bypass health management.
Mhm.
But it this was a bizarre case that happened, but it's happening to a lot of people.
Mhm. Yep, understood. No, thank you, Shubu. Is there any other things that you want to share about this?
Oh, I mean, the only thing I would say is, my rely on your, friends and family, which I did. It
Yep.
was very, very hard to go through this 9 8 months, largely in bed, basically.
Yeah,
So
no, that's awful. I'm hoping this video will help a lot of people get that idea and talk to their physicians accordingly with this knowledge. And please check out Shubu's post on site Substack. Thank you.
thank you. Thanks, Bhaskar.